Yingjie was reluctant. What she said did have some truth to it. Such a possibility exists. But it is only a possibility. There is another possibility. If they loved each other, perhaps the feelings would grow deeper and deeper. She would build up her confidence in her boyfriend again. She would have a healthy mind to face life as if she hadn't been hurt before. And he will protect her, take care of her, and will spoil her. Maybe they won't break up and they can love each other for a long time. There are a million possibilities for the future. And she only thinks of the worst one. He had to oppose her. Qin Yufei, it's not right for you to think that way. Broken hearts happen every day. And there are many people who are worse off than you were in the past. If everyone was like you, unable to let go, wouldn't the world be finished? Things have been so long ago. You should give yourself more opportunities. You went to the United States. Isn't it to say goodbye to the past and start over? Then why not make an effort to try? People should look forward to move on, rather than always use the past to punish themselves. What is the point of living with yourself like this? Hey, Yingjie, don't you reason with me? Oh, I'm most annoyed by this. Qin Yufei really want to take fried fish fillet throw him. I am a superficial white rich girl. Cannot experience such a profound philosophy of life. There are a lot of people who are worse off than me. So what? They are not me, and I am not them. Is this a misery competition? Who is more miserable than the others will gain points. What can I do if I get extra points? I am not in their lives. They are not in my life. Why do I care how miserable others are? They are sad about theirs. I am not happy about mine. I went to the United States just because I wanted to go. What is goodbye to the pain? If you want to see the starlight, then look at it. And remember, because of that bastard, I was so angry and ran. And saw the ugly starlight. Suddenly I wanted to see it again. So I went. I just did what I wanted to do. It's that simple. Don't try to sentimentalize me with the philosophy taught by gym teachers. Things that would make me sad, I don't want to do. That's just it. Yingjie was stunned. She said it fiercely. And actually, it seems quite reasonable. Do not say what love life hurt Actually, you are also a superficial womanizer. Don't pretend to be serious. You like to fall in love. And I'm afraid of falling in love. So I don't want to fall in love with you. That's it. Yingjie was choked again and could not say anything for a long time. Wait. Why is it that he and she are both superficial? While she is a rich white girl, the term given to him is womanizer. Shouldn't he be rich and handsome? Okay, that's not the point. Yingjie fixed his mind. And finally found the right focus. You can't never fall in love. How old you are. You always have to have a boyfriend. Will always need to get married and have children. It's not me, it will be someone else. In that case, he didn't finish before she cut him off. She understood what he was going to say. I don't feel that way about anyone else. So it can't be you. She said it without thinking. But he understood it. There's no feeling. So you won't be hurt. Not in love with that man. So do not have the mood to suspect him. And would not care. This way the two people can live in peace and respect each other. Yingjie opened his mouth. Still want to say something. But his mind is now empty. Suddenly become stupid. He does not know what to say. What she wants is actually that kind of relationship and life. His heart aches. Heartache. But unable to say it. She is sharp-tongued. Defeated him. But also made a mess of herself. He seemed to see her face with a sweet smile with someone embraced her and they're dancing together. Incredibly cheerful and arrogant. But the heart is pale and cold. This made him very angry. Very angry. For a long time, Yingjie found his voice. So, you deliberately asked me out to tell me that you like me. But don't want to have a relationship with me and don't meet with me again? Qin Yufei nodded, paused but then said, there's one more thing. And? Yingjie laughed coldly. Really got a belly full of fire from this woman. If that's all, then there's really no need to ask you out specifically to tell you. But there are some things that I really need to say to be clear. Otherwise, I really can't help it. Yingjie, I really have tried before. Qin Yufei squeezed her hands. I have tried. Yingjie, thinking of her not returning text messages or calling and not giving him a good attitude. Yingjie sneered again. I know, you did try very hard. It's not enough. Qin Yufei's voice got a little choked up. The way he sneered at her made her heart feel bad. But she still had to finish her sentence. Yingjie, let's delete each other's phone numbers from our phones. So that we really won't be in touch anymore. So cruel? Yingjie glared at her. Qin Yufei was glared by him and her eyes slowly turned red. Let's delete it, okay? Her tone was soft. Her look was pitiful. And she was different from her arrogant and domineering look just now. This was the first time she faced him with such a low profile. As if she was begging him. Yingjie did not say anything and was still glaring at her. I'll delete mine first. Qin Yufei took out her own phone. Pulled up his number in front of him. Stared down at the number for a second. And then tapped delete. His name and number disappeared. Qin Yufei's heart ached for a moment. She thought it would be a simple matter. It was indeed easy. Just pressing a button. A super simple action. But when it came to pressing it, she found it a little tough. Fortunately, she accomplished it. Qin Yufei stared at the phone screen and suddenly thought that there were still 2 text messages lying inside the draft text message box in her phone that had not been sent. Yingjie, you took too much to eat, my stomach hurts. Yingjie, I have a stomachache. Qin Yufei don't know why. Tears suddenly fell down. Yingjie was dumbfounded. Actually cried? It's really bad for you to be like this. Yingjie drew a tissue to wipe her tears. She looked away and drew a tissue herself. Yingjie withdrew his hand. Not wanting to grant her this unreasonable request. Not at all. Such a naive and boring request. Childish and ridiculous. Thought it was a child hosting a family dinner? What is this? A meal to set a number deletion ceremony? The breakup education? But she lifted her eyes to look at him. Her eyes were red. Her nose was red. And her eyes contained tears. She actually cried in front of him for this. He took out his cell phone and slapped it in front of her with a heavy pop. Delete it yourself. Qin Yufei took the phone. Wiped away tears. Really began to look up the number. Really deleted it. After deleting, silently put the phone gently in front of him. Satisfied? He asked her. She nodded her head and sniffed her nose. Bye. He got up, took the phone and left. Just no more texting and calling her. Just no more contacting and no more meeting. Whose care? He is so womanizing. He has a bunch of girlfriends. Will he lack a girlfriend? Yingjie self-mocking while striding out. Out of the restaurant door. He turned back, through the floor-to-ceiling glass to meet the eyes of Qin Yufei. Just now it was in this position. He also looked at her like this. He felt affection for her. And now, still in this position, he can only see her one last time? All the things related to her all flashed in his mind this second. They quarreled. He did not like her. She lost her temper. They drank a lot and talked a lot. Then accidentally got into bed. She took him to see the starlight. She told him her story. Someone asked her to dance. She smiled at him proudly. She avoided him, gave him an attitude. She dropped her plate and hid behind him. She said, Yingjie, I want to eat ketchup. Yingjie, I think I like you a lot. Like him. So it can't be him. Her boyfriend can't be him. Her husband can't be him. Her child's father can't be him because she's afraid to fall in love. FCK. Yingjie looked at Qin Yufei and saw the look in her eyes. Yes. She looked at him with such eyes. She was right. She did like him. She liked him very, very much. Yingjie snapped back and walked into the restaurant again. Walking up to Qin Yufei. Qin Yufei was surprised that he had returned. She was at a loss for words and tilted her neck to stare at him blankly. He leaned down, nose to nose with her, and said viciously, Qin Yufei, this time I'll do as you say. However, the next time we meet again, if you still love me and still look at me with such eyes, then you must be my girlfriend. Whatever her reason, screw her fear of falling in love. Screw the womanizer. If you like each other, you have to be together. It's natural and righteous. It's the right thing to do. Everything else is shit. After he finished, Without waiting for her reaction, he turned around and walked away. This time, without looking back, he walked out of the restaurant, walked to the parking lot, unlocked the car and left. He gave her a chance. Just this once. Qin Yufei sat frozen in the restaurant, completely dumbfounded. What exactly is he fussing about? Qin Yufei was a little puzzled by Yingjie's thoughts. Playing handsome? She doesn't buy this. But, a moment ago, he was, well, really super handsome. Her heart is still pounding right now. After sitting for a long time, her heartbeat was improved, and then Qin Yufei began to panic. That guy, is he unhappy about her deleting his phone number? So he intends to deliberately confront her, right? Where's his gentlemanly demeanor? Isn't he very polite to everyone? Qin Yufei is very worried. This worry until she returned home to hide in the room still has not disappeared. The next time they meet again, if she is still in love with him and still looks at him with that look, what look in her eyes? Qin Yufei looked seriously at the mirror on the dressing table and saw that the woman in the mirror was a little flustered. Yet seemed a little happy. What is she happy about? She is not happy at all. Qin Yufei knocked herself hard on the head. You are really enough, stop. Now that things are done for. Even if the next accidental chance encounter. She must not feel anything for him anymore. Qin Yufei threw herself onto the bed and let out a long breath of relief. After staring at the ceiling for some time, she couldn't resist taking her phone out. She searched for the name Yingjie in her address book, but found nothing. She stared at the phone for a long time and put it down. So, this trick must have worked. He will not text her again to call. Her heart will not be messed up after receiving his text messages. Nor will she look at his name and struggle desperately to find a reason to call him. Racking her brains for a reason to call is really stupid. The next time we meet, if we meet again next time. She must have no feelings for him. Qin Yufei closed her eyes and thought of the words Yingjie said when he was leaving. She let out a long sigh. That bastard actually dared to say that kind of words. Play cool and handsome or something. She really not. Except this. Time passed a week in the blink of an eye. This week Qin Yufei super stay at home. Going to work and going home. Did not go out to play. Friends' invitations are rejected. The client's social engagements are also postponed. Anyway, only appear in the company and home. She is not only a geek, but also a ghost. Of course, the word, mysterious, is Chu Zhengqing's words. The reason is that her working hours are not regular. Qin Yufei has 2 days arrived at the company at 8 o'clock. The company is empty. Only the early arrival of the work machine Chu Zhengqing. Chu Zhengqing was startled to see Qin Yufei and asked her what happened. She said nothing. She got up early. Nothing to do. So she came early. The second time she stepped into the company at 8 o'clock in the morning. She was invited by Chu Zhengqing to talk for half an hour. If you have something on your mind that you are not comfortable talking to Mr. Qin about, maybe you can tell me. Maybe I can help. Besides, I'm not a big mouth. Chu Zhengqing spoke sincerely. Qin Yufei's reaction was to stare at him like she had seen a ghost. Chu Zhengqing raised his eyebrows. You can trust me, he said again. Qin Yufei did not say anything. She really felt like seeing a ghost. It is clear that Chu Zhengqing is nothing like Yingjie. But now when she looks at him, she actually thinks of Yingjie. She came to the office so much earlier because she really wanted to change her routine of working hours. Although she thought it was impossible. But she just had the thought that she should be careful to avoid being caught up by Yingjie. Now Chu Zhengqing told her that she could tell him if she had something on her mind. And he would not tell anyone else. At the beginning Yingjie did not say such things to her. But she just felt that Yingjie was the person who could let her do so. There is no reason. She just instinctively feels this way. You have a misunderstanding of me. Mr. Chu. Qin Yufei shook her head, shaking Yingjie to the back of her mind. I have nothing on my mind. I just occasionally struggle to get up early. Still struggling to get up early? Chu Zhengqing's face twitched. That morning Chu Zhengqing passed by Qin Yufei's office and found her staring at her phone in a daze. He silently walked away. Struggle? It was clearly a daze. In the afternoon, Chu Zhengqing passed by Qin Yufei's office again and found her lying on her desk. So he silently walked away again. It would be better not to struggle to get up early. This day is all wasted, Chu Zhengqing said to himself. He almost thought she really had changed. He really misunderstood her. The misunderstanding is quite big. The next few days Qin Yufei no longer come to work early. Instead of 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, completely unable to catch her time point, and then either stay late or leave early. Chu Zhengqing could not stand it anymore, and then found Qin Yufei to talk. Manager Qin, you've totally captured my attention this week. That bad? Qin Yufei raised her eyebrows with a disbelieving look. So, Manager Qin now has two choices. One is to tell me the reason for such a perverse situation and I will solve it for you. And the other is that Manager Qin does not have to say anything. I will go and have a chat with CEO Qin and talk to him about Manager Qin's situation. So that CEO Qin can come and communicate with Manager Qin. Qin Yufei froze for a moment. And almost jump up. This kind of drama that I have something to tell your father is something that only a kindergarten students do. Right? Is that so? Chu Zhengqing did not think so. I think this trick is applicable to any age group as long as the means are effective. He looked at Qin Yufei, and added, actually, the use of this trick is not limited to age. But the one who tricked usually is not a child. Qin Yufei deep in thought. She is not afraid of Chu Zhengqing complain to her father. But to coax her father is more troublesome. She is really not in the mood for coaxing recently. She thought about it. This week Yingjie is quite peaceful. There is no sign of bothering her. Perhaps she is overly concerned. He said that to tease her. And she was the only one foolish enough to take it to heart. She really shouldn't have messed up her life for this. It's very tiring to always be aware of the time when you're, mysteriously, like this. Mr. Chu, we are all adults. Let's solve it in an adult way. Adults are on time to work. Work seriously. And set a good example. Chu Zhengqing replied fluently, without pretending. Qin Yufei crumpled her face to him. Has Manager Qin thought about what to do with it? Chu Zhengqing asked. In fact, he is really quite concerned about her condition. Of course he would prefer her to have no trouble at all and return to normal. Qin Yufei gritted her teeth. Mr. Chu, actually I don't have any problem. I just don't have a normal work and rest routine these days. So I can't get adjusted to the time. I have just checked. Next week I will work at normal hours. 9 o'clock? Chu Zhengqing did not ease up at all. Missy's normal time wasn't quite the same as their average person. He had to make sure in advance. Yes. 9 o'clock. Qin Yufei subconsciously backed off. Her mood was really bad. There was completely no spirit of resistance to struggle. Chu Zhengqing stared at her for a long time and finally let her go back. Qin Yufei returned to the office. The more she thought about it, the more she held her breath. Blaming Yingjie. It's all his fault. It's all his fault. If she was afraid of him, she wouldn't be Qin Yufei. As a result, the next day Yingjie really came. Qin Yufei was discussing work with Robert in the office when she received the news. The secretary knocked on the door and said that Chu Zhengqing asked her to go over and have a meeting with the partner company. Qin Yufei didn't think much about it and said to Robert, "That's it for now. I'll go to the meeting first and we'll talk when I get back." As she snapped on her laptop and prepared to go over, she asked her secretary, "Who are they?" She wanted to know what was going to be discussed so she could prepare in advance. The secretary replied, "Mr. Xu is also here. And the manufacturer that came seems to be Mingda." Qin Yufei suddenly stiffened. Mingda equals WAD equals Yingjie. After Yangkai and WAD joint stock of Mingda. Yingjie, that guy was promoted as vice president in WAD, in charge of Mingda business. At that time she heard the news, also happy for him. But later, when she was angry with him, she thought, what are you happy about? He is the third son of WAD. Promoted or not, it makes no difference at all. Now not long after he said the harsh words, Mingda came to talk to their Yangkai's marketing department about what business. It's too suspicious. Obviously their counterpart is the product department. Qin Yufei put the computer down. Her mind whirling. She couldn't go. What if Yingjie is there? Wouldn't she be a sheep in a tiger's mouth if she went over there? No, that's not the right way to describe it. It wasn't that she was afraid of him. It was just that she wasn't ready yet and it wasn't a good time to meet with him. And the last time he left he was very angry and made harsh remarks. In case he said something he shouldn't say in front of her colleagues. That was definitely not something she would like to see. No, it was better not to go. She was not confident that she could control her facial expressions perfectly now. And she didn't want to lose face in front of him, let alone in front of her colleagues. Qin Yufei thought about it and said to Robert, "It's better for you to go over there. Just say that I am not here. So you attend for me and see what work is needed for our department." Robert and the secretary both looked at Qin Yufei warily. Not here? How dare you tell such a lie to Mr. Chu? What if Mr. Chu comes over and uncovers the truth? Qin Yufei waved her hand. Close the office door. Say you didn't know I was out. When you knock on the door, you find out I'm not here. The secretary's face collapsed. That would look how stupid and negligent she is as a secretary. But Qin Yufei has already made a decision. Their subordinates can't do anything about it. So Robert took his laptop and went to the conference room. Before leaving, Qin Yufei also told him to be on the line in the conference room to inform the situation at the meeting. Let's see if that vendor is trying to nitpick us. Qin Yufei said so. Robert goes. There is the feeling of being kicked into battle and sent to death by the boss.